And speaking of acceptance, I think it's really important to reiterate that it doesn't mean giving up. Some people, and I understand how some people could see this, but some people see acceptance as like, well, I'm just giving up and this is the life that I have, and now I'm just gonna resign to not pursuing my dreams because it's not meant in the cards for me. That's not what I think acceptance is at all. Acceptance is actually the contrary. For me, I think acceptance was such a big thing because I feel like I actually lived my life as a thinking as a fluent person and not regarding my speech. And I think what that did was that just kind of makes the stutter this big weight that you feel that you aren't supposed to carry. So it's this burden that you have because you're thinking, oh, I'm a fluent person. But when these interruptions in your speech come, it's like a jolt. And you're like, but this isn't supposed to be happening, and you fight it. And that's why I think for me, acceptance was the first step to then being able to work on my stutter and get it, and work on being comfortable calling myself a stutterer and not being ashamed. I would meet other people that stuttered and I would like be ashamed for them because, and the thing is, the feelings that we have towards other people and the judgments that we have towards other people are usually a direct reflection of the judgments that we have on ourselves. So I would have such a hard time looking at people who stutter, watching the videos of myself stutter, eye contact, and just being around people that stuttered. I was so uncomfortable with it because I was uncomfortable with myself as a stutterer. And so I absolutely think that the first most important thing to do is accept the fact that you stutter. Now that is not the easiest thing to do, but I think there's some steps along to it. And I think one of them is definitely to be aware of your judgments. Be aware of the things that you say to yourself when you speak. For me, I now believe that I stutter the same way I was born black, same way I was born a woman, same way I was born no, that doesn't work. What else are you born with? Same way I was born with brown eyes. And so understanding that it's just a part of who you are and accepting that and not limiting yourself because of that is, I think, the first part. I was reading this piece written by Lee Reeves, who's a former chairman of the National Stuttering Association. And something that he wrote that really stood out to me, it says, "Through my journey with stuttering, I have come to believe that acceptance is reaching a state of mind in which we acknowledge, both externally and internally, that our inability to speak with spontaneity and fluidity of others is real, and it is not our or anyone else's fault. So yes, I absolutely agree. I have now come to the understanding, to the acceptance that my ability to speak as spontaneously and fluently as other people who do not stutter is not something that I can attain. It is not meant for me. It's not who I am. It doesn't make me a worse person. It's all good. We can live and move on. I can't. I try to. You know, sometimes it gets hard. While stuttering is a part of who we are, it does not define or limit us. Agree. Agree. And he also says, the concept of acceptance does not mean that we are destined to remain at or even be satisfied with how we are. It doesn't mean that we are just going to give up, or it doesn't, how I receive this personally, it doesn't mean that I'm personally just not going to try to be as comfortable as I can with my speech. I'm going to work all the time at being as comfortable as I can with my stutter, because my stutter is a part of who I am. And I want to be as authentic as I possibly can at all times. It does mean, however, that we have reached a point where we can make decisions on our own behalf without the baggage of the past holding us back, without the hope for the future of fluency. Growing up, I used to wish so badly that I could be fluent. I used to wish so badly for it, or I used to think one day it'll come. You know, like I'll be fluent eventually. Something will happen. I've tried almost everything. I'm actually gonna make do a video of all the things my parents and I have tried to like get rid of my stutter, or like heal it or cure it. The decision to change the way we speak requires personal risk and will be met with both successes and failures. However, with a foundation of acceptance, success is more sustainable, and failure is less destructive. It doesn't feel like the end of the world if you stutter in front of your boss or an important speech or something. It's not a failure. It's just a bump in your speech that happens sometimes, and sometimes it sucks, you know, but it's just the lot that I've been given, and there's really nothing that I can do about that but do the best with what I have. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for part 2. Please subscribe, follow, and like. Have a lovely day, y'all.